Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I'm going to be running through this very glamorous yet effortless makeup tutorial for you guys. And basically what I did with this makeup look is I recreated what I wore on Christmas Eve and I just changed the lip color. I was wearing a bright red, but I decided to go with a purple for this makeup look just so I could show you guys a little bit something different here on my channel. So basically this makeup look is for those nights to where you end up making last minute plans or you don't have all of your products with you that you normally would. Maybe you're traveling or something like that. Or maybe you just don't want to spend a lot of time getting that super glamorous makeup look, but you still want to look on point and you still want to look more festive than maybe you would normally be for whatever you were doing for that night. So basically, this is a very super easy makeup look, but obviously it looks a lot more glamorous. So we have glitter on the eyes, a very deep vampy lip, perfect for the winter months. And then we have a very popping highlight, but I did not use foundation. I did not use primer. I didn't use a lot of the products that we would normally use for a very beat on point face. So I hope that you guys have fun and enjoy this video, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for this look, I'm actually not going to be using any sort of primer or even foundation. I'm actually just going to be going in with my concealer, and this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I am in the shade Medium Light Neutral. And the reason why I love using just my concealer for this type of look is that, for one, it takes no time at all. You literally just slap it on and you don't even really have to spend that much time blending it out. It just blends out a lot easier, and I'm also not going to be covering my entire face. I'm just going to be covering my T-zone area, which for me personally is the area that gives me the most trouble in terms of my pores, redness, things like that. And then obviously I'm going to be applying it underneath my eyes and for my eyeshadow primer. So you can use obviously whatever concealer works best for you. I definitely recommend one that has a little bit more opaqueness to it, just because it's going to act more as a more of a solid base that way. So again, as you can see, I'm just applying it underneath my eyes and then kind of getting that T-zone area. And then I'll be applying my forehead and my chin, and then I'll just kind of blend it out to the rest of my face from there. But I want most of the product to be concentrated in the center of my face. So you can blend it out however you like. I am just using a damp beauty sponge. You can use a brush or whatever you feel is most comfortable. I just really prefer a damp beauty sponge because I feel like it gets the job done a lot faster than a brush does, and it doesn't leave the streakiness. So I'm just going to buff all of that into my skin. As you can see, I'm like starting where the product is and then I'm slowly bringing it out. So we will be covering the entire face, but again, most of that product is going to be concentrated on the inner part of my face. My husband bought me a ton of beauty sponges for Christmas. I think he got them on like a Black Friday deal or something like that from Amazon. And this is one of them, and I really like it because it has that like flat edge to it. And then right here, this edge, I feel like would be really nice to kind of carve out your contour. So I was not mad whenever I opened up that present, that's for sure. Okay, so now that we have all of our concealer blended out, I'm going to be using the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Contour Palette to set all of that powder. And I'm going to be using the e.l.f. highlighting brush to do that. So I'm just taking Enhance, which is this kind of banana powder right here. And I'm just going to set where I would normally set, which for this particular look is actually going to be my entire face, but most of it is going to be my eyes and underneath my eyes. And then if you're going to a party or something, or if you're going somewhere where you might be dancing, or just anywhere that might have a little more activity than what you're used to, I would definitely recommend setting your entire face, even if you do have more dry skin, because that is going to keep your makeup lasting all night long. so you don't have to touch up. Okay, I zoomed you guys in for the more fun part. So one thing that I have really been loving for doing like shorter makeup looks is to use different products for different purposes. So for my eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking the Tarte Don't Be Afraid to Dazzle palette. And this one actually comes with the contour and the highlight. If you guys have been around my channel, you know I'm obsessed with this. So I'm going to take this contour shade right here, and this is going to be the transition shade. And honestly, the only eyeshadow we use, except for the glitter that we're going to be going in with for the star of the show. I'm just using a Morphe blending brush. Anytime we're doing like a really simple makeup look, I always recommend to put a little bit of a darker eyeshadow. Not too dark, but maybe a little bit darker than what you would normally use for a transition shade into your crease, and that's really going to help create that crease look for you, and it's just going to give a lot more definition to your eye. So I'm honestly just really sloppily applying this in. Doesn't need to be perfect or anything like that, because the glitter we're going to be going in with is what is going to make the eyes pop the most. This is just to give a little bit of definition to the eyes. All right, so now that we have that nice solid base for our eyeshadow, I'm going to be going in with a Stila glitter eyeshadow. This one is in the shade Diamond Dust. I also have the rose gold one. Whatever kind of glittery eyeshadow you have is going to work perfectly for this. So you don't need to have a Stila eyeshadow. Whatever your favorite glitter eyeshadow is going to work for you. But I just really like this one. This is what I wore on Christmas Eve, and it was so beautiful. And I will show you guys. If you haven't seen this, it's a pretty popular product, but it has the little doe foot applicator. So it looks like this, and you literally just apply it directly to your eye. Okay, so for glitter, I like to start at the base of my lashes right here. And I like to get a solid coat just along that lash line, because this is the area where I feel like a lot of the glitter can get lost. So I start off there and kind of shape around the eye, and then I'll slowly build my way up. And the thing with the glitters that I found is to just really be patient and don't go too quickly, otherwise you'll look like a fairy slapped you in the face. As I move up, I'm going to have a little bit less of the glitter on my brush, and I'm going to just slowly carve out my crease area a little bit under where we put the Tarte contour shade. Now that I pretty much have that carved out, I'm just going to go back and fill it in and get it to the pigmentation that I want. So I'll just slowly start to ease my way up and use the glitter I just laid down as kind of my guideline. I just feel like glitter adds so much funness to a look. Honestly, I love it so much. There was a period where I was just like, I don't know, I just feel like glitter's, I don't know, overrated or something, but more recently I've been getting into it and I really love it. Especially the rose gold one, because it has just more of that warm tone look. I'll wear that by itself, or I'll do kind of what I did in this tutorial and wear that to school or class. I get so many compliments on it because it just brightens up your eyes. Okay, so before I finish off the eyes, I'm going to let that set just for a couple of seconds. And then I'm going to add a little bit of brow gel to my brows. Obviously, if you have a very, specific brow routine, then go with that. But for a really simple look, something you're just kind of throwing together, I definitely recommend a brow gel. This one is by Elizabeth Mott, and it's Queen of the Fill. And I literally just throw it on. It's super easy. It just darkens up my brows. I like the shape of my brows, which is why I typically don't use a pencil anymore. I just feel like it's not necessary for my routine. I just need something kind of darken it up and fill in the spaces so it makes the eyes pop a little bit more and it gives definition. And it's also really, really quick. Whenever I was using a brow pencil, it would take me probably 4 or 5 times longer to get my brows done. And as you just saw, it's literally that fast. So I prefer it so much more. Okay, so now we're gonna go back into our Tarte palette and take some more of that contour shade on the same exact blending brush. And we're going to lightly, very, very lightly, just kind of push into that crease to kind of blend the glitter and the shadow together. I like to raise up my eyebrow so I really see where I'm putting that concentration of color. This is going to help everything just come together and meet. So to complete the eyes, I'm going to be using a little bit of the highlight shade. You can use whatever highlight shade works best for your eyes. And I'm going to just take a little dab of that to highlight the brow bone. Nothing too dramatic or crazy. I just wanted a little bit of a pop and a separation from that contour shade. So we're just going to lightly dust it right there. And you can also use a matte shade in this area too if you prefer that. I just think the highlight adds a little bit more of a pop and kind of goes with the silver of the look. And then to finally complete the eyes, I'm going to be using the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. It comes in this really cute little packaging with the little bow and heart and stuff. I just think it's really, really cute. And I love this because it lengthens and it separates a lot. It's not going to be one of those mascaras that leaves you feeling like your lashes are sticking together or they're clumpy. It's just a really, really nice mascara. All right, so I ended up filming my mascara like completely out of frame, I think. So I just popped on top and bottom, and I did 2 coats on the top. Of course, you can throw in some false lashes if that's something that you really love. But for me personally, whenever I'm trying to do things quickly, I just want it to be as simple as possible. And I think as long as you have longer lashes, then you'll be good to go even for a very dramatic eye look. So to complete the face, literally all I'm going to be using is my highlighter from the Tarte little palette here. You can obviously put on a little bit of blush or do some contour, but again, this is just a very minimalistic, running out the door, dramatic look. So I'm going to be taking some of that on my Morphe M504 brush, and we are going to highlight it up. This is not going to be like a joke highlight. This is going to be an on fleek, if that's even still on trend, and beaming to the heavens. So we're gonna start here on kind of that temple area of the cheek and just build it up. Obviously, if you have a wetting spray, you can definitely use that for sure. But I'm just going to apply a bunch right here and then to the apples of my cheeks. So whenever I smile, it really just hits the apples and it gives me more of that kind of like beaming look. I'm also going to do a touch on my nose and my Cupid's bow. All right, so the highlighting is done. I just feel like it definitely adds a little bit of a pop to the face. And for the silver glitter on the eyes, I just feel like it really brings everything together on the face. Now for the lips, you can of course do whatever lip color you feel most comfortable with. What I personally prefer is either like a deep purple with silver or a really bright Christmas red. So today I'm going to be using the Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte in the shade Wind Down. I just think this is so beautiful, and I also love the formula of their Hydra Mattes. So I'm going to be applying this to my lip and then we'll be all done. I feel like I can never get this right on camera, so we'll see how it goes. But ooh, that is purple. All right, so that is going to complete this very simple yet glamorous makeup look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you can stay up to date on all of my content. I hope that you guys have a fabulous new year, and I'll see you soon. Bye.